Gavin Brady, clubhouse leader, that must feel good.
Yeah, it does actually. I think that it was a really tough race. We had a big battle with Moneypenny and URM, not just this week or this regates, but all December in the build up to the Sydney Hobart. So and we were just, for whatever reason, we were connected to the hip to URM the whole way, which pushed the teams really hard. I mean, we were all up on the rail hiking like it was a Super Series race from about probably 4 this morning. So, but we knew that's what we needed to do, was going to come down to seconds. So it was a good battle.
And it did, right, come down to seconds. The Derwent was almost the decider, yeah?
Well, I think the Derwent was the ultimate decider, but really what happened, what probably a lot of people didn't see unless you're watching the tracker, that about 6 in the morning there was a big battle going on, and we closed in and had a bit of a match race with them early hours in the morning to basically hit the reset button. They owe us time. Our philosophy was, if we weren't in front of them or close to them at Tasman Light, they would probably beat us, because we know the performance of the team and that boat is so good in the breeze. So we had to fight really hard early hours this morning when the wind was light, probably between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. And that allowed us to take advantage of the Derwent, and the Derwent can be really mean, like it was for them, and very kind to us. And there's years I've done the race, it's done the opposite, and I've sat out there a mile from the finish and watched 8 boats pass us. So it swings and roundabouts. So I think everyone can say that everyone's been hosed by the Derwent and everyone's been lucky with the Derwent. So you just hope that it evens out.
And it happened this morning with Lord Connect and Andu Comanche. There was an extraordinary match race, and it looked like Andu had it, and then Lord Connect just pipped it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the thing with it. A lot of people say, well, you come all the way from Sydney and it's a bit of a lottery. But it is. But I think what we've all learnt from this race and the Maxis and also our battle with URM is that you just have to be in the game in the Derwent. And it's like having a ticket to the party. You've got to have a ticket to the party. You have to be within striking distance of the Derwent. You don't have to be winning the Hobart race, whether it's line honours or handicap. You've just got to have a ticket to the party, and then just do the best you can down the Derwent. And if you do it enough times, it works in your favour. At least once.
GT said this morning that he'd come away with being pipped at the end, and I said that must be heartbreaking. He said, "Man, that's racing. That was extraordinary."
Oh, for sure. I mean, I feel for the URM guys, because I think they put a fabulous program together in Sydney in the build-up to this race. I think they were the form team. They pushed us. They elevated our level. We knew the benchmark. They set the benchmark in December in the Maxi Series. We came second to them. We know the pain, but it's nice to come out top in the big event. But I hope they keep coming back, because I think they're a fabulous team, and they've got a great boat, and I'm sure they're going to win this race in the future.
Great. And just one last one. Stu was saying that you chose to go out early and get away from the microbus, so that obviously paid well for you, going out in the first night, going wide.
Yeah, the plan was always to go out wide. Our philosophy, and I think it was the same with Moneypenny URM, was that we decided that if this size boat was going to win the race, the outside, the easterly route had to pay. If we went along the beach, we'd probably come 50th on corrected time. So it was, the outside. We all had to, and that's what we all did. We all went out. It's like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, hey, what's the point? We're not sailing for 50th, so we all took I wouldn't say a gamble, it's more of a calculated risk. But then the trend sort of worked in our favour, and it was looking better and better until the thunderstorms came out the second night, and that was, the second morning. It was pretty brutal, and we didn't know how far. Were they going to go all the way to New Zealand? I had no idea, but we knew we had to get outside them. And we just didn't know how far east we had to go, but we had to go a long way east to get out around those thunder cells.
And even at the end this morning, it was interesting to see that Lord Connect and Andu Comanche had to go really, really south. They were almost well south of Tasman Light before they did the right turn, because there was such a narrow band they had to cross. It's tough down here, isn't it?
I think the coastline everyone says that the Derwent's tricky, but I can tell you what, the whole Tasmanian coast is tricky. So, you can say, oh, just stay away, but then you do some races and some guy goes along the beach and they win. Yeah. So it's tricky. I mean, it's probably the most dynamic racecourse in the world.
Yeah. Great. Well done. What's next for you?
Next for is actually got a little bit of time off, but we've got the Boges 52 in Europe, so we start sailing that in May, so in England.